on this computer, and we are recording. Perfect. I am going to set a timer on my phone just in case if my watch dies. Set a timer for 30 minutes. So let's begin. I know we had some requests I saw today. We're going to do some back. I'll make sure I get those going. But first, let's start. We'll do a little bit of the shoulders just because we did some stuff. We've done full body Sunday. We did full body today, so I just want to incorporate those. So let's start with that. So what we want to do, let's bring our right hand across our chest. We're going to take our left hand and bring it up. If you can, try to put it on your bicep and your tricep. If you can't, put it on your forearm. That's okay. But you just want to get the stretch. You want to open up the top of the back. Really try to bring those shoulder blades together in the front. Focus on some breathing. So my main focus, I'll work on back and legs, but I did want to incorporate some shoulders. Do a couple, then we'll switch into those other areas. Gonna hold this for another 10 seconds. Slowly release your arms back down. Wiggle them out. Now we're going to take the left hand. We're going to bring it up and over. Taking the right hand, bringing it up. Again, just making sure you're not on the elbow. You want to be before it or after it. And really pushing those shoulders together in the front, opening up in the back. Opening up those shoulder blades. Oh, my shoulders were a lot tighter than I thought. Really focus on your breathing. Another 10 seconds. And slowly bring your arms back down. We're going to do a couple triceps. So what I want you to do is I want you to take your right hand. I want you to bring it up and over. I'm going to turn around so you can see. I want that hand in the center of your back. I want you to take your left hand, bring it up and cup your elbow. Once you're there, I want you to push that hand in the center of your back. I don't want you over here. I don't want it back here. Dead center in your back, right down your spine, and push. You should be really stretching out the tricep. Depending on how far you push, you may actually even feel it down into your lats. Focus on your breathing. Every time you exhale, try to make that stretch a little bit deeper. Another 10 seconds. And we're going to switch sides. Slowly release your arms down. Wiggle it out. Now I want you to take that left hand. We're going to do the same thing, opposite side. Take that left hand up and over. Center of your back. I want you to take your right hand. I want you to cup your elbow. Once you're there, I want you to push. Push your arm down the center of your back like I am. Right in the center. I don't want it over here. I don't want it back here. Right in the center. And really get that stretch. Should be feeling it in the tricep. Should be feeling it depending on how far down you're pushing. It can almost go down to your lats. Take some nice deep breaths. Great job, everybody. Another 10 seconds. Then we're going to stretch out the chest. Slowly release your arms back down. Now this next one you can do one of two ways. I'll turn sideways so you can see. The first one is you can take your left or right hand, whatever one you want, and grab the opposite bicep. I'll turn so you can see. Or if you can't grab your bicep, what you can do is take both your hands and clasp them together and then bring your elbows together. It's the same stretch, it's just whatever your flexibility is. I'm gonna grab my bicep, really try to push my shoulder blades together, opening up that chest. Again, I'll show you the modification if you want. You can clasp your hands together. I'll turn around and bring those elbows together. Again, it's the same stretch. You're stretching the same area, pushing those shoulder blades together. I'm going to alternate. I'm going to try to do all the standing exercises first, and then we'll do some more lower back when we do our legs on the ground. Just so we're not all just focusing on one area at a time. I kind of want to jump around, go back and forth, giving the muscles a moment of pause in between. I'm going to hold this for another 10 seconds. And slowly release your arms back down. You can shake them out. Now what I want you to do is take a nice wide stance. Feet outside your shoulders. Want your hips tucked in, your butt, squeeze those glutes. And then what I want you to do is I want you to go down to the right while squeezing. Squeeze as far as you can. You may not be able to go down far, and that's okay. So squeeze and turn. You should feel this go right across the top of your glutes as long as you're squeezing. It's a perfect one for the lower back. And squeeze. You don't need to go low in this one because we're not stretching the hamstring. I'm trying to stretch the lower back. If you're feeling it in the hamstring, you've definitely gone too far. I'm gonna hold this for another 10 seconds. Slowly bring yourself back up to center. Now what I want you to do is going to do the same thing. We're going to the opposite side again, squeezing the glute, twisting, and down. Really getting that stretch in the upper back. We're not going too low because if you see if I go down low like this, I'm feeling it in my hamstring. I want you to stop. I want you to just really stretch out the back. Focus on your breathing. Another 10 seconds. Slowly bring yourselves back up. Now this one, I want you to go all the way down. I want your legs still to be wide. Take both your hands, stick your glutes out, hips back, hands on the ground. You should feel this in the stretch from the top, from the mid of your hamstrings, all around the glutes to the lower back. Pardon me, I could tickle. Shut off this heat. Keeping the toes pointed front, hands flat on the ground if you can. Take some nice deep breaths. I'm gonna hold this for another 10 seconds. Slowly bring yourself back up. Walk your legs in. We're gonna stretch our quads next. If you need the wall or a table, or you have great balance, what I want you to do is to bring your foot to your hand, and then I don't want you to stand out like this. I want you to bring your knees in close. I'm gonna sit back over here, because talking throws my balance off. Really want to make sure you're closing your knees, really stretching out the quad. The closer the heel is to your glute, the deeper the stretch. I'm gonna hold this for another 10 seconds. Slowly let your foot back down. Now we're going to switch sides. Bringing the heel as close to the glute as you can. Once you're there, close your knees. Great job, everyone. I'm going to hold this for another 10 seconds. Slowly let your leg back down. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get on all fours. We're going to do the cat and cow. That's a great one for your full back, because that encompasses the whole enchilada from the tops of your shoulders to the lower back. So what I want you to do is to get on all fours. I want your hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Once you're there, we're gonna go up first, and I want you to really arch your back up, almost like you have a piece of string pulling you up. That's how far I want you to stretch. I want you to open up those shoulder blades, pushing yourself all the way up, and hold it. Really feeling that back stretch. You should feel this all over. I'm gonna hold this for another 10 seconds. Okay, now we're gonna slowly bring our belly to the ground, arching our back like we're doing a hyperextension, bringing our head up. Try to look to the ceiling if you can, but almost like you have a string on the opposite side, pulling your belly to the ground, keeping those hands under your shoulder, knees under the hips, really arch. And look up if you can. Really feel this in the lower back. Really trying to stretch out those muscles. Take some nice deep breaths. Another 10 seconds, and then we're gonna go back into the first pose we just were in. Go back into the cat. We're gonna slowly bring our back up. Really, really push ourselves up, stretching out that back. Oh, I feel like $1,000,000. Focus on your breathing. Gonna hold this for another 15. Now we're gonna slowly bring our bellies down into the hyperextension. We're gonna go into the cow. Bellies all the way down as far as we can. Heads up to the ceiling and see if you can see the ceiling. Get that it's almost like you're doing a hyperextension in your back. That's the form you want. Great job, everyone. Really, really push those bellies down. Another 10 seconds. And bring yourself back to center. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a seat. I'm gonna stay sideways so you can see. What I want you to do is we'll do the glutes first before we go back we'll give the back a rest. So what we're gonna do is gonna take your right leg, you're gonna bring it over your quad. Okay, you want your foot, your calf, whatever you can get on your quad. Once you're there, push your hands behind you and walk your left leg up. As far as you can, try to bring your heel in, pushing yourself up. See, my elbows aren't down. I'm pushing myself up. So you should feel this stretch in the glute of the bent leg. That's the idea. Really stretch out those glutes. I'm gonna hold this for another 15 seconds. And slowly let your left leg down. You're gonna uncross your leg. Now you're gonna bring the left leg over. Once you have it on your quad, I want you to bring your right leg, your right heel as close to the glute as you can. Once you're there, see how my arms are bent? I want you to push yourself up. Really deepen the stretch. You should feel this in the glute of the bent leg. I'm gonna hold this for another 10 seconds. And slowly release your leg down. Now we're gonna be doing a similar stretch. However, this one's gonna be geared for the back. So what I want you to do is take that right leg, bring it up and over. Keep your knee bent, up nice and tall. Once you're there, I want you to put your right hand behind you. Take your left hand and push on your knee. So you're looking behind you. So you're really stretching the middle part of your back. And hold it. Once you feel that stretch, Gonna hold this for another 10 seconds and we're gonna switch sides. Perfect. I'm gonna turn around so I can face you guys, other than that, I have to face the other way. So we just did the right, so now we're gonna do the left, or you're just gonna do the opposite side, whatever side you did, now we're gonna do the other, so bring it up and over. And once you're there, twist behind you, using that, I'm using my right hand on my left knee and helping myself look behind me. Really stretching out that back. Focus on your breathing. Take some nice deep breaths. Another 10 seconds. I'm gonna move into some legs, and then we'll come back and finish up with the lower back. Awesome. Now bring yourself back to center. I'm gonna turn front so you guys can see me. Let's get into a butterfly. Bringing both our feet together. Bringing the heels as close to the glutes as you can. I want you to even walk yourself forward, nice tall back. What I want you to do is really pull yourself forward so you're at an angle so you can really feel it in the hips. Stretch out those hips and inner thighs. If you're super flexible at this point, you might even be able to put your hands down. My hips are super tight, so I'm not one of those super flexible people with this one. But I know we've got some lovely ladies in our family that can. Gonna hold this for another 10 seconds. Perfect. Now we're gonna sit back up. Now what I want you to do is extend your legs in front of you. I want you to point your toes. This is gonna be a full leg stretch. What I want you to do is bring your arms up and over. I want you to take a nice deep breath. And on the exhale, I want you to go down and touch your toes. So everybody breathe in. Exhale down. Try to touch your toes. Try not to bend your knees. The straighter the legs, the deeper the stretch. Gonna hold this for another 10 seconds. And slowly bring yourself back up. Now you're gonna bring your right leg in, bring your heels close to the groin as you can. I want you to sit up nice and tall. Want your arms up and over. Take a nice deep breath. On the inhale, everybody inhale in. And on the exhale, let's go down. Try to touch your toe. Gonna hold it for another 10 seconds. Slowly bring yourselves back up and down. Now we're gonna switch legs. So extend the leg. Now bring your left leg, bring the heel as close to the groin as you can. Sit up nice and tall. We're gonna do arms up and over. Take a nice deep breath in. And exhale down. I'm gonna hold this for another 10 seconds. And slowly bring yourselves back up and down. Let's flip it over. We're gonna do an ab and a lower back stretch, and then we're gonna do a calf stretch. So what I want you to do is I want you to put your hands directly in front of you, bring your hips down to the ground, really arch your back in, and look to the ceiling. Your feet should be flat on the ground, stretching the abs, hyperextending the back. Really stretch those abs, stretching the lower back. Five seconds. Now from this position, I want you to bring yourself back up carefully. And I want you to push yourself up into a pike. You can bring your feet a little closer, keep them shoulder width apart. See how my heels right now are not on the ground? What we're gonna do is we're gonna put both heels on the ground to really get that calf stretch. Stretching out the calves, you should feel it all the way up to the back of your knees. If you're not, you may have to walk your hands in or you may have to walk your hands out to get that stretch. Once you find it, hold it and take your breath. I'm gonna hold this for another 10 seconds. And slowly bring your knees back down to the ground. And believe it or not, we're getting into our final pose of the day. We're gonna get into the child's pose. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna stay on all fours just like we are now, walk our hands out in front and push our hips back. Really focus on your breathing, really stretch out your body. Tell it to relax. All right, everybody. Great job. Karen, Paula, did I hit the back spots?
Oh my God, I was,
Okay.
oh,
Good,
everything was so tight everywhere.
good.
Legs, arms, back.
Yeah.
That felt awesome.
Especially after after Sunday where it's full body, and today it was full body, and
Oh,
this is
I felt
so
it. That was fabulous.
good, 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 good.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Couple announcements. If anybody's doing the 6-week challenge, there is orientation tomorrow evening at 6:30 and Thursday at 12. Friday, there is the nutrition Zoom class. If you can make it, it's so cool. It's during the day. I believe it's from 11 to 12. And then Saturday is stretch with me.
Thanks, darling.
All right. Have a wonderful night, everybody. Thank you for coming.
You
Thank
too.
you.
Bye-bye.